Hey, welcome back, guys. All right, so Aries, let's take a little peek at the Lionsgate portal energy. So technically, Lionsgate is that 8-8 portal, but of course, we're already kind of in that alignment phase. So the Lionsgate portal is where we have Sirius, the dog star, aligning with Orion's belt, with the Earth, and with the Sun in Leo. So this could be like an energetic stream coming in, electron stream. um, Sorry, I'm thinking about the voids here. But we've got King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles brings in a groundedness. If any like channel of energy is opening up, it looks like it's the energy of generosity, of stability. If energy is being transmitted from the cosmos into Aries life, it may be to ground Aries. Now, this could also be an earth sign that has been waiting for Aries. Two of Wands, they may be wondering if Aries is going to cross their path or not. He sits here and he waits. And if you notice, he's actually like plunked his bum down right here, and there's that stairwell, or the path could go this direction. Normally, I wouldn't look at a Two of Wands as somebody who is in a, they're supposed to be sitting there waiting, because usually we look at Two of Wands, somebody who's, like at the fork in the road and doesn't know which choice or path to take. But here, he sits very confident, knowing what he's waiting for, but just not knowing if, what will happen next. I've positioned myself in the right place where I need to be. And then depending upon what someone else does or says or how they react, I'll go left or I'll go right. It will determine what I do, where I go. Eight of Cups. It'll determine if I walk away altogether. Is this somebody who's hoping Aries gives them a sign? Like, give me a sign, Aries, so that then I know if I stay or if I go. We've got the Three of Wands. And of course, I'm thinking that song, should I stay or should I go now? If I go, there will be trouble. Or if I stay, there will be trouble. If I go, there will be double. So you come on and let me know. Should I cool it or should I go? This indecision's bugging me. Love the clash. We have the Three of Wands. They won't know for a little while, and they're kind of getting bored waiting. I really feel like for some reason Aries is the one who holds somebody else in their hands, whether or not Aries knows this. So that energetic vibe coming in, like maybe Aries is starting to recognize or think about someone who is sitting there kind of waiting on Aries to respond back to them. I'm getting this vibe that maybe Aries needs to check their messages, their emails, because we have like all of these equations written on the blackboard behind Aries. And it could be that there's a message or there's information that Aries hasn't seen yet. And they're waiting to hear from somebody, but someone is actually waiting to hear from Aries as well. Six of Swords and the Hermit in the reverse is definitely all about communication. Is Aries going to get back to me? Is Aries going to tell me? Should I keep waiting? God, I'm just hoping that Aries gets here so then we can hop in the motorcycle and sidecar and we can, get on out of this place. It's like somebody's waiting for a sign from Aries that Aries likes them, wants to talk to them, is on the same wavelength as them. Let's go someplace where we can talk. Hey, it's you and me, babe, kind of energy. And it's like they don't yet know if Aries is, looking at them the same way, responding to them the same way, looking at them and thinking the same things. Is this person close enough to where they can see Aries, or is this like I'm waiting by my phone, or I keep checking my phone to see has Aries texted me, or I keep checking, social media or emails or something? It feels like Aries is waiting on them and they're waiting on Aries. And the whole thing is both people seem to want to hop in the same little motorcycle and sidecar and just escape. Let's get out of Dodge. Let's go someplace. Let's leave. Let's go somewhere. It's actually really nice, but we have the Fool sideways. Nobody's budging. Nobody's moving right now. I'm hopeful that this energy around Lionsgate portal is going to actually open up energetic doorways, let two people recognize that the other one is waiting. this Fool card says they both would be ready to go if they just got the signal. And the Temperance card reinforces that. Both people are in the same energy. Like if I just heard from you, my answer would be yes. If I heard from you, my answer would be yes. So hang on, universe, what is the blockage? Because we shouldn't really have big blockages here, not during the Lion's Gate. Lovers. Okay, this actually says whoever's in the role of the divine masculine, and of course this could be either character. By the way, we have Gemini energy. I will be doing Gemini right after this. But they could be a Gemini, and instead of sitting and waiting, maybe they need to just go talk to Aries eyeball to eyeball. Right now, everything could be cleared up by direct communication, by listening to one's heart. The channel is open. Both people's hearts are open, but it's like you got to follow the heart instead of sit and wait for Aries to respond, because Aries might have missed their email. Aries might have missed their text. This says maybe they should get up and go talk to Aries. And let's remember, this could be more subtle than this. Let's give a scenario where, say, Aries and this person, this king, are, let's say they go out with different friends, they're in the same, whatever house party or at the same gathering, or they're, heck, out to eat at some, posh restaurant or bar, and there's an option to mingle. And let's say Aries and this king have both noticed each other from across the room, but each one is waiting for the other to pick up what I'm putting out there, which is, I'm interested in talking to you. When you can, slip away from your friends and walk over here so you and I can have a private conversation. But maybe neither one of them is doing that. So it's like, okay, as the hours tick away and neither person is walking away from like their group, their friends, it's like he's almost thinking, should I leave? Is Aries not interested? Aries is wondering, when the heck is he going to come over? But it feels like the truth of it is just following one's heart, walking right up to Aries might be the better approach for them. Facing Aries, walking right up and saying, I've been trying to catch your eye all night, but, I think the direct approach is better. Wanted to catch up with you, wanted to talk to you for a second if you feel so inclined. They might just need to ask Aries point blank, because I don't think all these little subtle hints are getting them anywhere, not Aries and not them. But the interest is there. The eye contact is there. The, like wanting to connect with each other, or like I said, maybe this isn't where they're face to face in a room together, but maybe this is more an online thing. But regardless, it says it's time for some direct contact to be made. It's time for, a genuine effort to be put forth. We have the Inspiration of Swords upright. Inspiration of Swords is like, I've been spying, I've been watching, I've been waiting, I've been gathering information. Excuse me. All of this is, we've gathered enough data at this point. The only place to go from here, even the guide says, is like, take action now. Take action. Communicate. Come on, you two, communicate. I actually really like this, because this Lionsgate portal talks about, maybe being a little bit more brave, a little bit more bold, a little bit more outgoing, and, advocating for what we want, which of course is to talk to each other in this story. Temperance, again, it really feels so mutual, and it feels like both characters have given each other enough signs and symbols that I'm interested. At this point, they could make things a lot easier on themselves in this story by simply opening up the dialogue. Otherwise, this might never get off the ground, because we're getting a little bit bored with the waiting, and he's about to leave and nothing has happened yet. Are we at risk of this becoming a missed opportunity? Let me just ask bluntly. It says that the door is open for these two right now. Yes, we are. This is kind of like if these two, things are going to get more awkward, not more comfortable, if nobody makes a move. If they don't make a move really toward Aries, is what it says. Things are going to get more, the distance might never be bridged, and then they'll just, kind of stare at each other from a long distance away, but it'll be more of an awkwardness. It's harder to get over a hurdle as more time passes if neither person takes action. Universe, is there going to be action then? Four of Cups, the way it stands right now, it says no. For the time being, this could be a bit of a bummer. Bit of a bummer. And I have to say it this way, though. Of course, our characters can always change their behavior, right? It might be a bummer for a piece of time. And then it's like right when we think it's never going to happen, there's never going to be communication. Nobody's ever going to make their move. I think Aries is going to be very surprised. This is kind of a fake out. I don't think it's intended to be a game or a fake out, but it looks like maybe this person's going to do a 180 and be like, I just got to know. I just got to buck up and go talk to that Aries, because this is them going, this is Aries feeling like, nah, it's nothing's going to happen. It's too late. I'll chalk this one up to a loss. That's a bummer. I never did talk to them. They never did come toward me. I never did get an email from them. Or by the time I find out that I did, it took too long and now it's too late. It's not actually in this storyline. We have kind of coming in the 11th hour. We have a turnaround. We have somebody making one more run at this. Maybe it's because they're realizing Aries is really quite amazing. It's either that, or if they never do make this run at Aries, maybe they just perpetually still watch Aries from afar and go, God, that Aries was amazing. Sure do wish I had approached them. I mean, I could interpret it that way as well. I don't know. This leaves me like a 50-50. The energy is really great. The opportunity for communication is there right now. It just remains, will these characters take advantage of this Lion Gate portal? You gotta be brave. It's a lion, right? You gotta be, strut your stuff and roar your little roar and, swish your tail and say what you gotta say. This is such a perfect time for bold action for two people that are attracted to each other. But it could also be a time where nothing happens. It all depends. It all depends on the action that our characters want to take. And on one hand, it's not like there's a right or a wrong, right? Characters have to do whatever is in their comfort zone. Can I get one last card? I just feel like we're still leaving this with too much of a question mark here. And of course, we get a sideways card, which is the 7 of Swords. I'm going to have to get one more because that is a card of lies, running away, pretending that this is over, not going to do anything about it, but actually, let me put it this way. If nobody takes action during, around this Lion Gate portal, which, the portal is really 8/8, but the energy that surrounds that runs from the 26th of July to like August 10th or 12th. So if nothing happens in that time frame, it could feel like a bummer. Aries could be like, nothing's going to happen here. I didn't ever hear from them. It's over. But again, we could have a fake out because it says neither person is really ready to let this go. They could have another opportunity. Everything in life is a cycle. We miss one chance to jump in the jump rope game, and guess what? We can probably still go in at another time and get into the ropes and get into the game. So I'm not going to say everything is left here with basically the same way this whole story has gone, which is what are they going to do? What are they going to do? And we keep seeing missed hesitancy, and then maybe though it's not going to be a missed opportunity. Oh, well, missed it again. Oh, but maybe a little bit later. This is a little bit maddening if they both keep trying to pretend that they're not going to do anything, but then they both still want to. So is that ever going to change for these two? 9 of Cups. If both characters are actually comfortable just daydreaming about this and not really approaching each other, but eyeballing each other, then no, they probably won't take real action. If we're already slightly at ease with the way things are, we don't feel motive to change. On the other hand, If we say, I want greater satisfaction, and that means I need to talk to this person, I really want to be around them, then I think these characters would be motivated to go talk to each other. Look, the desire is there on both sides. It just keeps looking like this is this funky, like the energy is open, the gateway, the portal, the pathway to easy communication is totally there, but it kind of looks like both people just kind of keep going round and round on the merry-go-round instead of taking direct action. They don't have to. They could change that. This is a great time for them to change that. But in this fictional story, for these fictional characters, everything says we're just seeing what happens if they don't take any action at all. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing.